Hello friends, welcome back to a brand new video. Today I am back here in Genshin Impact because I am going to be doing something a little bit weird today, and that is seeing how well my super old teams work in today's Genshin. Now what I mean by that is, well, I'm pretty sure everybody has had, when they first started playing, that old team, that crusty, musty, dusty team that they started the game with and stuck with for a really long time until they actually started to get good characters and understand how to play the game. That was me for a long time. I had some wacky teams, I think probably up until I was in like AR 50, like 55, like I was like learning very slowly and I did not know what I was doing for a long time. So what I did was I went through like all of my super old Genshin videos, like my very first ones that I ever made, and I looked for all of the old teams that I used to use because I wanted to see if they still hold up or if they're still good. And I bet you the answer is gonna be hell no, but that is why we're testing that out today. So I'm gonna bring in my old best friend, the notepad, and what I did was I went through like the videos up until maybe 2 years ago, and I found 8 teams that stood out to me. That being said, there are 8, and 8 is a lot, especially considering what we are doing with them today. So I'm going to be splitting this video into 2 parts. Today is part 1, and we are going to be using these 4 teams right here. The first team is the very first team I've ever used, Noelle, Xinyan, Kaeya, Razor. Something I do want to mention about this team is in the video that I got this team from, I actually used Thoma instead of Xinyan, but in there I also mentioned that I would go back to using Xinyan because I recently got rid of Xian to use Thoma. So that's why I kept Xinyan in there, not only because she is higher level than Thoma right now, but also because I did end up going back to her and using her for a while. Next up, our second team is Mona, Bennett, Chongyun, Razor. I think this is honestly going to be the most solid team that we come up with today because it has 2 great supports, that being Mona and Bennett, and Chongyun and Razor can do some super conduct and make that physical damage for Razor super good. Of course, at the time I had no idea what any of that meant, but now looking back, it really is not that bad. I'm just going to be giving you a tour of what I have. Next up is my famous strong team. Half of this team was actually Stella back in the day, but because I have all of these characters now, I'm going to take the form of all of them and combine them to create my first ever strong team, that being Mona, Ayaka, Kokomi, and Ganyu. And then the last team that we're going to look at today is Kokomi, Bennett, Ganyu, and Razor.
Adventure time!
This one's a little weird, because I think it was when I first got my Ganyu and I just stuffed her into the team that I was already using by replacing her with Chongyun from the other team. Same with Kokomi and Mona, I just replaced them. So, I'm not going to show you the other 4 teams because, of course, I don't want to spoil it. So I guess now all we can do is get started. Now, my Razor originally was not built, but I did put some artifacts on him beforehand. I know a lot of people would either choose to go for 4-piece Pale Flame or 4-piece Gladiator, which I learned recently is actually one of the best in slot for him. Since I haven't used him in a few years, of course, things have changed. For his weapon, I just took it straight from Eula, and then for his artifacts, I did kind of a mix and match thing because the pieces I have for Gladiator are kind of garbage, so I went with a 2-piece mix. Cannot be that bad, and that brings his final ratio up to 52/170, which is pretty good for what we need. He is C5, and his talents are 6, 8, 9, which is actually not that bad. His normal attack could use some work, but of course I don't have the materials necessary to work on that today. But that is good for our Razor. Now let's take a look at who else is going to be in this team. My Noelle already has a build, even though I did accidentally just take the... Where is she? Oh. Even though I did accidentally just take the build off of her, I stole her feather to give to Razor. I don't think I have... Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So I'm gonna probably switch Razor's feather and then give this back to Noelle. Now for our third member of this weird party, we've got Xinyan. She's gonna be a similar situation to Noelle, but she's also mostly run as a physical DPS, so I'll probably have to find a way to make that work. Back when I actually used to play this team, I don't think I built any of my characters, but I did use Xinyan and Noelle both for the same purpose, which was a shield. We've already got one physical DPS, being Razor, and we've already got a shield, being Noelle, so I might make her as like a pyro physical sub DPS or something, because at this point I'm just not sure what to make of this. So her final build, I kind of mixed it up a little bit. This is what her ratio is looking like. I gave her a physical damage bonus goblet, and I just took Diluc's weapon because any of my other claymores, which is either Serpent Spine, which would not be useful for her since she's not going to be spending a lot of time on the field, I just went with that one. For her build, I did 2-piece attack, 2-piece defense, because I still want her shield to have some sort of substance, but I still want her to do a little bit of damage with that physical. She is C6 for some reason, and her talents are higher than they should be, but I guess that's good for this. And last but not least, the most interesting part of this is Kaya, but since my Kaya is already built, we don't have to worry about him. One thing I am noticing about this team is that everybody except for Razor, like anything that they have to do is all off field, so Razor really was a DPS in this team. Now for consistency, I think I want to test every single character on the same boss, and that being a boss that has no like immunity to anything specific, and they stay still for a long time. And that boss would be the same boss that I actually used for my Who is My Strongest Character in 2025 video. If you haven't watched that, I definitely recommend you go take a look at it because it was a very interesting video. But I'm gonna kind of do the same thing that I did in that video, in which I'm just gonna go until that invincibility phase starts and we can see how far each team gets. Of course, to begin, I'm gonna get bursts, and then I'm probably just gonna spam Razor attacks. I'm very interested to this. Let's do this. Okay, I see you. What is this? Oh my god. What is this? This is so weird. Ooh. Okay. This is so weird. So when it comes to that team, the damage output was not great, but I'm surprised that Xinyan actually, I think, did the most damage out of anybody because I made sure to do that superconduct before hitting her Q skill. She did 21k, which was great. Now, I guess let's move on to our next team. So we can cross that one off of our list, and our next team is Mona Bennett, Chongyun, Razor. Alright, I think now let's take a look at Chongyun because I definitely don't have a build on him. I just took the build I had on Kaya and slapped it on him and gave him Skyward Pride from my Navia, so his ratio is going to be the same. How is he only C1? And his talents are a little bit sad. I don't think... Oh. Okay, hold on. We can do a little something about this right now. Let's see if we can get this to at least 6. Okay, I'm not mad about that. Now let's take a look. Everybody else in this is actually built, so that saves me a lot of time. Alright, everybody has their bursts. I think for this, I might not do Chongyun's E because I really don't want his Razor's attacks to be infused with cryo, so let's just see where we are at with this. I guess I'll just do this first. Note? Okay. That did like a whole lot of nothing. Huh. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. I don't know if we did more damage or less damage than last time, but I'm not mad about that. I will say that formation of a team is definitely a lot more enjoyable than the other one. Now for our next team, we could either do it a strong team, or we could switch out Mona with Coco and Chanyeon with Ganyu. I think I'm gonna save a strong team for last today because I think that one has the most potential. Now, of course, my Coco and my Ganyu are already built, so that is not going to be a problem at all. I haven't played with my Ganyu in a long time. Like, this build actually brings back some crazy nostalgia. This is what she looks like right now. She's got Amos. I might switch her over to Lenny's bow because it's my R2 charge attack damage increase bow. So let's do that, because, excuse me. Every time I use Ganyu, if I'm not using Fischl at the same time, I tend to put this bow on her, which brings her ratio up to 269, which is great. Artifacts, this is what we're running with. I love to share my Ganyu build because I'm very proud of it. She is right now C0, but not for long because I will eventually, in that new event where you get the 5-star constellation, she's the first one I've got lined up to get. And her talents, she is still my only triple crown character, and I don't know who I'm gonna triple crown next, probably Nervalette, but I'm not sure. So let's do it with this strange 2-healer superconduct madness thing. Alright, so everyone's got their bursts. I think I'm just gonna run it the way I've been keeping running it. I'm gonna just start with Ganyu burst, and then Benny and Kokomi I guess is just gonna be there for assistance. Because, you know, Coco got that assistance. And then we just start. I will say though, this team does have a lot of opportunities because, like with Ganyu, she can do a lot of damage if she crits. But that's always a gamble these days. Okay, I think if I had used more Ganyu action, we would have gotten the HP down lower, but when you have 2 DPSs in your team, it's definitely going to be hard to pick between each one. Another point I want to mention is, like, about the DPS things, like, if you have 2 DPSs in your teams, of course there's going to be, like, pros and cons, like with what I just said, like, you're going to have to pick and choose, and you're not going to have necessarily good support on those DPSs, so they might do less damage, but it also does give you, like, more opportunities, so if you don't have enough energy on one DPS, you can switch to the second one if you want to, and vice versa. So that is something to consider, but I think in this case, having a charge attack DPS like Ganyu and a main attack DPS like Razor, it doesn't mesh very well because, like, if you're gonna have 2 DPSs, you kind of want them to do, like, the same thing, I guess, if that makes sense, but I don't know. But anyways, now let's move on to, lo and behold, the Strong Freeze team. Alright, we have got all of our bursts. Now it is time to go reenact the strong team. If you guys do want to see me do the actual strong team style in the future, please do comment. I will absolutely reach out to her and we can do that. But anyways, let's get going here. I'm going to set down this burst first because I know this team does take a long time to set up. So let's go. Gosh. Bruh. Wow. That was a lot better than I thought it was gonna be, dude. That is so good. We got him down over half. Okay, well, the strong team absolutely cleared, well, almost, absolutely blew all of these other teams out of the water. But I think that was pretty good, and it goes to show that you don't need super immaculate, crazy teams to get places in this game. It's all about having fun and building the characters that you want to use and you feel the most comfortable using, which is the way that I play the game. But yeah, that is all I've got for this part 1 of this video. Part 2 will be out sometime soon. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have got to say for this experiment. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to drop a like, leave a comment if you feel like it. But yeah, that is all from me. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye! Oh, I love water. That... Jesus. Oh, I can reshape it. Let's reshape it, because it looks pretty nasty. Still nasty. Well, it's less nasty than it was. That ratio is not bad at all. I wonder if I should just, like... Yeah, okay. We're not going to include that. I'm going to switch it and make it faster because nobody cares that much about the build.